Julie, where are you and what are you doing? I need you to come home right now. Mom? What all of a sudden? You saw me leave for work, didn't you? You know I'm still working right now. It just so happens I'm on my lunch break. Stop lying! Huh? I didn't raise you that way. I hate lying. So what's this all about all of a sudden? Besides, it's obvious that you didn't raise me, right? You only cared for my sister Lisa, and it was my late grandpa and grandma who took care of me. And once they were gone, you made me drop out of high school to get a job. What are you talking about? Enough with excuses! Come home right away. We're having a family meeting immediately. What? Family meeting? About what? It's about your future, and I need to set you straight about some things. Set me straight? No, I don't understand. It doesn't seem urgent. I'll talk to you after work. Huh? Work? What's the deadbeat saying? What? Deadbeat? Me? Why would you say that? Come on, you saw me go to work. You get back within the hour. Got me? No, you answer my question. I'm the one who wants to ask the questions. Just come home. What the hell is going on? I have a shareholders meeting this afternoon. I can't leave on such short notice. What? What is this shareholders meeting? You're a deadbeat. How many times have I told you? I'm not a deadbeat. This is useless. Hey! That's enough. Hey sis, you stood up the family meeting, didn't you? Lisa, now you. What the hell is wrong with you? I told you guys I'd talk to you after work. If it's not an emergency situation, it's only natural to put work first. Wait until after work. That's all I'm saying. This was an emergency meeting to discuss the lie about your job. Huh? I'm getting more and more confused. I was just sitting at my desk staring at papers. Don't make me laugh. A deadbeat staring at papers? Were you reading a comic book? Oh, give me a break. Why do you keep calling me a deadbeat? I've been working all my life. I know I'm the outcast of the family, but you never said that until yesterday, did you? So why all of a sudden? I found out this morning you don't actually work there. It's no use hiding it. What? Why? What on earth is going on? Your classmate from junior high school, Jamie. I ran into her at the supermarket. Jamie? Oh, come to think of it, she knew you too. That's when she told me. She said you had just quit your job at the time of the class reunion. She was wondering what you had been up to since then. What? What would make her say that? The last time you had a reunion was about 7 years ago, right? I didn't think it had been that long since you had become a deadbeat. No, I started working for another company at that time. How can you say that? A bum who makes only $20,000 a year. Huh? After I heard what Jamie said, I raided your room to find out what was going on with you. What? You went through my room without my permission? You can't do that. And then, what's with that bank book? I looked at the total amount of transfers from just a year ago, and it was only $20,000. In other words, $20,000 a year. That's like being a deadbeat. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? $20,000? Oh, that bank book. I think you misunderstood something, but that $20,000... After the family meeting, it was decided to kick you out of the house. You don't have any complaints since it's the result of the family meeting, right? Huh? What do you mean? I really don't get it. My sister has no right to complain since she chose not to attend the family meeting. Of course, right? Huh? I threw all your stuff in the yard, so take it and go away. Get on with it. Wait a minute. The yard? It's raining right now. Not my problem. You're the one who hid the fact that you're a deadbeat. It's so embarrassing. Finally got rid of the lazy freeloader, and now the whole family can breathe easy. You don't seem to be listening to me at all. I don't have to listen to you, do I? Just to be clear, does this mean that Mom and Dad agree with you? Of course! I told you we had a family meeting. Well, then I want you to promise me one thing. What? After I move out, I want you to stay out of my life. Huh? Of course! What are you talking about? That's my line. If you ever need money in the future, don't ever ask us, deadbeat sister. Hey, Julie, don't use our savings without permission. What do you mean by doing that? Give me back the money. What, Mom? It's like you're accusing me of something I didn't do. What are you talking about? I don't know anything. The living expenses account. We're losing money like crazy, but we're just going about our lives as usual. I can only assume that you, with no money, are somehow withdrawing it. I don't know the PIN number of your account. I don't have your card. I don't have your bank book. Stop making these weird accusations. Don't lie to me. Be honest with me. Listen, this is stealing, okay? Even if it's family, you don't just go around buying things with other people's money. Now, if you honestly admit it and return all the money you withdrew, I'll forgive you and not make a big deal out of it. This is what happens when you live on $20,000 a year. From now on, get your act together and work hard. No, $20,000 is my monthly income. What? What are you talking about? When Lisa looked at your bank book, she said your annual income was $20,000. That's the big misunderstanding. The bank book Lisa saw was the one I used when I was in high school. You too, Mom. How can you believe what Lisa says without even checking? Huh? It's the money from a part-time job I had until I dropped out of high school, and it was deposited into that account. It's not the bank book I'm using now. Huh? The money from your part-time job? What? I mean, it's a very old bank book. I left it in the dresser for a long time without updating it. Maybe she found it and thought it was my current bank book and thought it was my current income. I can't think of anything else. You keep talking nonsense like that. I won't allow you to evade responsibility. You know what? Come on. You've got to realize something. Realize what? The one who's been sitting around at home acting all high and mighty is the real deadbeat. Can't you see that? Huh? I think it was a year ago. Dad's company went bankrupt due to the recession. What? Your father's company went bankrupt? Is that true? It seems that Dad has not been able to tell you about it. I couldn't help but find out because the company I'm working for now is in the same line of business as his was. Until Dad got a new job, I was secretly putting $3,000 a month into the account for living expenses. $3,000? And so, the company you're working for now, did you say? Yes, I've been working there for 7 years. 7 years? But then, you could have at least told me. I told you back then, and I think I've said it many times since then. I told you that I was changing jobs because I was going to take over my boyfriend's father's company. He had his own things he wanted to do. What? Is that how it was? I thought you were aware of that. I mean, How much less interested could you be in me if you hadn't noticed for 7 years, and now you're treating me like I'm a bum? It makes me sad. I didn't mean to. You mean you're the next president of the company? That's right. By the way, I'm part of the management team now. I'm also paid as an executive, so my monthly income is $20,000 like I said before. What? Monthly income? Ironically, the annual income I earned from my part-time job in high school and my current monthly income are the same number, $20,000. I laughed a little at the unlikely coincidence. It's amazing, isn't it? You are the next president? Really? That's amazing! I'm so proud of you as a mom. Well, it's none of your business anymore, is it? What? None of my business? Why? I've been kicked out of my house for a misunderstanding that I don't understand, and I was never given a chance to correct it. You're really a terrible family. Yeah, well, but it's because you stood us up at the family meeting. It's not my fault. I told you I couldn't leave because I had a shareholders meeting, and I'd talk about it when I got home from work. I told you that, didn't I? Actually, I'm glad there was no emergency that required me to leave early. Julie? What? If that's the case, you can come back home, okay? We're a family, so let's live together. Huh? And so the same $3,000 as before. Huh? You promised you wouldn't bother me anymore, didn't you? How could you forget? What? That's what I told Lisa. I didn't know that. Please, just wait. Sis, Mom told me you're the next company president. Oh, it's too much trouble to explain twice, so just go look at Mom's messages. Then it's a different story. Come back. You promised me, Lisa, you wouldn't bother me from now on. Because I didn't know you were the next president. It's not that you didn't know. It's that you didn't listen. Dad, Mom, and you weren't interested in me at all. It's too bad. That's because... As soon as you found out I was the next company president, you turned around and asked me for money. Have you no shame? I was kicked out of my house. Don't bother me anymore. Well, I've got some work to do. Take care. Oh, wait! How are we going to pay the bills from now on? I don't know. Huh? I was adopted by my fiancé's parents, so I don't know anything about you guys now that we are unrelated. Good luck with your family. Well then. After that, I heard that my parents tried to find out where I worked and barged in, but they mistakenly barged into another company. They said they were the parents of the next president of the company and asked them to produce their daughter. They were sitting in the lobby of the company's headquarters. Of course, the police were called and they were taken away. A video of this commotion was uploaded to social networking sites by someone, and it spread and caused a huge firestorm. My parents, now completely famous, became reclusive and went straight into hiding. Well, it was just like them. Next, they were relying on my younger sister, who was living a carefree life, working only part-time to earn money. So my sister started working in the nightlife industry. She was scammed by a man and got into huge debt. My parents got involved in a pyramid scheme and once again got into trouble with the police. One day, they disappeared from the house and have not been heard from since. It's been a while since I've texted. I need to talk to you, Harvey.
Talk? What's this about now?
I'm having a hard time making ends meet, so I want you to pay alimony and child support.
All of a sudden?
It's tough being a single mom and raising a kid. I work my ass off every day.
I haven't heard from you in 4 years after the divorce, and now you're asking me for money? I mean, what kid? I haven't heard anything. Don't make up excuses.
I found out I was pregnant after I left. We were getting a divorce. I didn't think I had to tell you. That's cold. You have a child and a loving wife who are going through a hard time. You would usually feel guilty or something.
Loving wife? My ex-wife? Well, let me tell you why I'm being so cavalier. I'm infertile.
Huh? Wait. I've never heard about infertility.
It's true. That's why it's impossible for you to have gotten pregnant with my child.
Infertility is something that happens to women who are trying to get pregnant, right? How can you believe that a man is infertile? Oh, I get it. You mean the kind of thing where they ask you why you haven't paid alimony and child support? You shouldn't tell such a blatant lie, right?
I don't understand why you're in such denial. You can find a lot of information on male infertility on the internet. It's a big problem, you know.
Huh? Wait a minute. I googled and found a lot of stuff. I don't know what it all means, but you say you have it too?
In my case, it's called azoospermia, 0 sperm count, so it's pretty hard to have kids. I didn't want to believe it, so I went to several hospitals for tests, but they all came back the same, so it's hard to believe that you and I had a child together. You're lying, right?
No, I'm not. I actually found out I was pregnant right after we broke up, and I gave birth and I'm raising that child. What else can I say?
That it's not my baby. That's just one of the many ways you can explain it.
No. That can't be true. You know, maybe there's some miracle of astronomical probability between us. Yes, a miracle did happen, so I'm sure it's your baby. Have confidence, okay?
You're amazing, you know? You're way too positive.
I have confidence that I'm more positive than anyone.
That's not what I'm talking about. You had an affair with your ex-boyfriend from college, right? You think I don't know that?
What are you talking about? Don't say weird things.
I already know everything. I knew it, so I kept my mouth shut and divorced you without asking for compensation.
Well, you know.
When my infertility was confirmed back then, I was so worried about what to tell you. Just when I thought I had to tell you, someone told me they saw you go into a hotel with a guy. Then I gathered evidence, and just as I was thinking about what to do, after confirming it, you moved out of the house. I saw the divorce papers on the table, and I just didn't care anymore. I filled them out quickly and took them to the city hall that same day. That's how it happened. Do you have any idea how I was feeling?
No. Is this true?
Didn't you ever wonder how you got divorced without being asked any questions? Well, you can't feel that with your type of thinking, can you?
Oh, don't say that. I thought about it some, but then I started living with him. I didn't think too much about it, as long as I could get a divorce. I'm sorry about that.
Well, that's what I meant.
But I'm still not convinced.
Then, shall we do a DNA test? If it's confirmed that the child is mine, I'll pay for the child. That's natural, isn't it? But you know, I think your ex-boyfriend, he has 3 children with his ex-wife, right? Considering that, it's more likely that it is your ex-boyfriend's child than mine.
Oh, but...
But what?
If that's the case, Harvey, you'll have to live by yourself forever, right? That would be hard. If you want, why don't you raise my child with me? I think that will be the best way.
What? What's that? You're on a roll.
I think raising a child with the love of your life will give you something to live for. I think it's a more positive way to live than being alone for the rest of your life.
Well, if it's the child of someone you love, even if they're not related to you, I agree with you.
Well then, let's go back to what we were talking about. Let's get back together.
That's why I married a single mom I met at work.
Huh?
So now, I'm raising my beloved's child with my beloved. I'm happy every day.
No way! You're married!
I am. I am married to the only woman who stood by me through my infertility and divorce, and we're raising a child together. We've even formalized the adoption, and the three of us are living happily together. I don't have a problem with the fact that I'm not related to her.
Wait a minute! What about me? Won't you get back together with me? That ex-boyfriend dumped me as soon as he found out I was pregnant. I can't get in touch with him, so you're all I have left.
I don't give a shit. I'm not getting back together with the woman who cheated on me and had an affair. No matter how many times you call me, I won't answer. Let's get a DNA test at a later date with a witness for both of us. I'll pay for it. So call me when you have a preferred date, time, and place. I won't reply to anything else. Of course, don't call me. Well, goodbye for now. My ex-wife was having a hard time making ends meet after she divorced me. She wanted to get back together with me if possible. The DNA test that was done at a later date came back to deny the parent-child relationship between Sadie's child and me. I knew that from the beginning. My wife, who was present with me during the results report, yelled at Sadie, who still persisted. I know it's hard being a single mom, but right now, all you are is a woman clinging to a man. You are the mother of your child. Please live a life that you can be proud of as the mother of your child. Sadie seemed to be struck by my wife's words, who had been in the same position as her. My wife is reliable and proud. It was also an event that made me feel again how wonderful my wife is. I don't know how Sadie is doing now. When we parted, she said she was sorry and thanked us. So I want to believe that she will be okay.
Hey, Kelly. I know this is sudden, but I'm going on a business trip this weekend. What? This weekend? So get my luggage and stuff ready, and take me to the airport that day. Make sure you drive your husband safe to the airport for his business trip. I can't, Robert. I told you I'm going back to my parents' house for the weekend. What? Your parents' house? I told you in advance. My father hasn't been well recently. I finally got some time off, and I told you I was going home. So there's no way I can drop you off at the airport this time. Don't be ridiculous. That means your father who's on his way to heaven is more important than your husband? What did you just say? Look, I'm definitely more important than your father. I'm the one who's working hard for you right now. And you are my wife. Put husband first at all times. Take your husband to the airport, even if you have to change the time of the flight. Don't be so selfish. So many people are traveling at this time of the year. And changing the time is absolutely impossible. I heard all of the flights are fully booked. I can't move the flight time. Then cancel the trip. You don't have to visit your father. What are you saying? My mother and father are waiting for me to come home. Well, that's even better. Maybe your father will live longer if you make him wait. What? He could try to live longer to see you until you come home. So, I dare you to cancel this trip home. Your father's life could be longer that way. How dare you? That's what you say to a wife with a sick father? Shut up. Anyway, I'm your priority on the weekend. If you don't like it, I'm divorcing you. You're so quick to bring up divorce. At your age, you'd hate to get divorced. You want to cancel the flight as soon as possible. Sorry for bothering your work, Rachel. I'm sorry, but can you help me for this weekend? Help? What happened? I'm pretty sure you were supposed to be working from home this weekend. Can you make a few hours of your time? Your father is going on a business trip, and I have to take him to the airport. But I will be at grandparents'. Can't you drive him home for me? Do I really have to? Well, I can make time for it. That's okay. But he can just take an Uber. But he hates Uber. He hates that strangers drive for him. He says if I can't take him, he doesn't want me to go to grandparents'. What? He is ridiculous, isn't he? He knows you're going to see Grandpa, right? Yeah, I've been begging him for 3 months. He finally gave me permission. What? No way! And he is messing up your schedule at this very last minute for such a selfish reason? That's enough, Mom. You should just stop listening to him. I know it would be dozens of times more trouble than it's worth. Oh well, I'll drive you home then. Mom, don't worry about Dad. Just go to Grandpa's. Thank you, Rachel. No worries. I'm sorry I'm so busy with work that I can't go to see Grandpa with you. Say hi to Grandpa and Grandma for me. I'm sorry, Robert. I know it's sudden, but I'm going back to my parents' house. I got a call from my mother that my father passed away. What? Your father? I'm so shocked that he passed away so suddenly. I have to prepare for the funeral, and I want to stay with my mother for a while. So I was wondering if I could leave the house for a couple of weeks. Luckily, my office gave me the time off because it's not a busy season. Oh, come on. You can't do that. It's insane to go to your parents so suddenly. It's not. What will I do with the house when you're gone? My food? Laundry? Cleaning? Don't tell me you're going to give it all up. I'm sure you can manage for a couple of weeks. You can eat out or get takeout or whatever. And since Rachel is with you, there is nothing to worry about. What are you saying? You're asking a husband who works hard outside the home to eat trashy meal? And I have my daughter who takes care of me? You're putting your wife's job on our beautiful daughter? Huh? You are my wife and Rachel's mother. You work for the family. You do the housework for the family. That's your job. And to neglect that and go back to your hometown is outrageous. Wait. I just lost my father, okay? I'm not going home for fun. I'm going home for the funeral. And I'm not allowed to do that either? You're my wife now. It's your duty to put us first at all times. Oh my goodness. But what kind of woman are you? You made Rachel pick me up and take me home on that business trip the other day. Don't you feel ashamed as a mother? Which one is ashamed? If you don't want her to drop you off and pick you up, why didn't you just take an Uber? Shut up! You should stay home all the time. The last time you asked me to go to your parents 3 months in advance, I gave you permission. I will never allow you to go home on such short notice like this. No way! I want to be at my father's funeral. I want to say goodbye to him with my mother. You are saying the dead person is more important than your husband? Then let's get a divorce. I don't need a wife who neglects her husband. Robert. Listen, Kelly. If you go against me and go there, be prepared to get a divorce. I understand you're panicking after your father's death, but reconsider about what's most important to you and whose wife you are. I see. If that's the case, then divorce is fine. What? What's important to me is my father's funeral. I don't care whose wife I am. I'm my father's daughter. So I'm going home. Then do whatever you want. But we are divorcing. I don't care if you come home crying later. I'm leaving for the airport now. Bye. I'll explain everything to Rachel. What's this all about, Robert? When I came back, the divorce papers are on the dining table. You can see it, can't you? I put them there where you can see them so that you and I can get divorced. Are you serious? You left your wife's job and went to your parents, and it was only for your father's funeral. That's why I'm divorcing you, as I declared. That's a terrible reason. You want divorce just because I attended my own father's funeral? What's so terrible about it? It's a good enough reason for a divorce. What are you saying? You're my wife. It's your job to take care of me. And you gave up that job and stayed at your parents for 2 weeks. You deserve a divorce, negligent. Well, after being with you for so many years, I've worked 365 days a year for decades. And now, after only 2 weeks, you call me negligent. It's too late to cry and apologize now. You're divorced because you ignore my words and skip chores. I'm already divorced. What? I've already filed it, and you got me another one. Thank you for signing it. But since the divorce has already been accepted, this is garbage. So I won't sign it, and I'll pack up my stuff and go home. Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean you're already divorced? When did you file for divorce for me? I just did what you told me to do. You said if I disobeyed you and left, you'd divorce me. That's why I filed it before I fly to my hometown. What the hell? You always threaten divorce if anything happened to us. Sometimes you really did give me the signed divorce papers, more than once. I actually kept all of them instead of throwing them away. Did you really? I wanted to throw them out, but I couldn't. I found I had 20 of them. I wonder if I can trade them for something. You've got to be kidding me. What are you doing filing for divorce on your own? I didn't do anything wrong. I was just joking. And you're an idiot for taking it seriously. You're the one who's idiot. Don't think you can tie me up with the threat of divorce forever. You may joke about it, but I've always been seriously hurt. Kelly. But I've tried my best as your wife for so many years. After Rachel was born, I told myself that divorce was not an option for the sake of my daughter. But I guess I got into the habit of holding back. Even when Rachel grew up, I was still letting you control me. I finally made up my mind and feel amazing. What are you talking about? You have to be under my control forever. I'm begging you, just calm down. I'm calm enough. What are you talking about? At my age, a divorce would be a disgrace. And you're crazy enough to divorce me. I'm sorry I was such a jerk about against you going to the funeral. I've been in the middle of a busy season at work, and I was a little grumpy. Nothing will bring me back to you. It's too late. I'm going to pack up my stuff and go back to my hometown. I'll be living at home with my mother from now on. You gotta be joking. I'm kindly allowing you can come back to me. Come back while I'm still generous. What? When did you say I can come back? Did that word ever come up in your previous conversation? And you know it, even if it didn't come up. You've been married to me for years. Can't you see I'm trying to be generous and allow you a selfish divorce? No, I can't. All I know is that you have no heart and you're a terrible husband. You won't even apologize to me. You're trying to cover up everything you've said and done. You're such a terrible human, aren't you? Kelly, are you okay? What's the matter with you? You're like a different person. I'm not a weak wife who just obeys you anymore. I'm divorced from you. And now I can be who I truly am. Well then, bye. Thank you for everything you have done to me over the years. Wait. I'm going to allow you to get a selfish divorce like this. I won't allow you to go back to your hometown like this. Are you still saying that? You really need to think about this. Parents are getting divorced so suddenly. I feel sorry for my daughter Rachel. She goes to work and comes home to find her mom has left. Do you really think you can let your beautiful daughter go through that? I don't feel sorry for me at all. I heard about the divorce beforehand, so I'm fine. So don't use me as a reason for stopping the divorce, Dad. Did you know that? Well, actually heard about it on the day she decided to get divorced. Mom called me and asked about your divorce. So I gave her a push. I think it's a great idea. Wait. Are you really, Rachel? What about your work? I got a vacation day and I'm helping my mom out. I'll have to pack up her stuff and take her to the airport. Don't be stupid. Stop helping your mother. She's abandoning us and going back to her parents' house. What do you care? It's her life. Mom, you have to get away from this idiot husband ASAP. I'm all for divorce and going home. Screw you. How will you and I live without your mother? I don't give a shit about your lonely retired life. I'm going to live with my mom and grandma. What? Rachel, don't tell me you're leaving this house too. Are you going to say you're abandoning your father? That's exactly what I'm saying. My company finally allowed me to work from home completely, so I'm thinking of working remotely from my grandma's house. What the hell? The day Mom decided to get a divorce, I talked to my boss about it, and he gave me permission right away. I can't go right away because I have to prepare a lot of things. I'll be at my grandma's in a little while. Oh my god. Hey Dad, do you know why I continue to live at home? Because your mom takes care of everything. When you came home, she'd feed you, clean your house, do everything for you. Dad, you didn't see anything. I took care of myself. Mom only took care of you. Well... And I stayed home because I was always worried about her. Someday, when she decides to move out on her own, she'll probably need someone to push her along, I thought. I wanted to be there to support her then. So, as your daughter, I'll do my best to support you now, Mom. What did you just say? It sounds like I was always pushing your mother around. That's right, you idiot dad. Idiot dad? You're the worst father. After you and Mom get divorced, you'll be miserable and alone. Just so you know, I'm not going to take care of you in your old age. Don't depend on your only daughter just because your wife left you. Wait, are you seriously saying you won't take care of me in my old age? You're my only daughter. I'm your only father. And you won't even help me in the future? You care more about the people who work for you now than the ones who are on their way to heaven, don't you? When did I say that? I'm going to keep your kind words in my heart. When you need care, I will be at the age I work even harder. So I can't be bothered with someone who is dying soon. Please don't say that. I didn't mean what I said. Please, don't abandon me. Goodbye, Dad. I'll give the phone back to Mom now. Wait, Rachel. Robert, once again, thank you for everything over the years. I'll leave the division of property and other detailed procedures to our lawyer. So please don't contact me again. If you need anything, please go to your lawyer. Please listen to me, Kelly. I apologize for everything I've done. I'm sorry for the horrible things I said for your father's funeral. I'm so sorry. So please come back to me. I can't live without you. I see, but I can live without you. If you'll feel really sorry, you'll respect my opinion, won't you? Well, this is the first time ever you'll respect my opinion. I'm very happy. Well, take care. Hope we both will live long. Thanks to the lawyer, everything has been cleared up nicely. Now I am enjoying my life with my mother and my daughter at my parents' house. And Robert's life after that? His house is in such a mess. At work, rumors about the divorce and his daughter leaving him has spread, and he has eventually lost his position in the company. Especially, he has been treated poorly by the female employees. He recently retired early and has been staying in his messy house. I hear that because of this, the neighbors are beginning to distance themselves from him even more. But that's none of my business. I've been receiving letters of apology sometimes. I ignore them all and shred them and throw them away.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.